I'm here with Tricia Woolard. She is part of Especially Sweet Needs. It's a bakery here in town, and you're the owner?
Yes, yes.
Well, we appreciate coming on the show. So
Thanks.
tell us a little bit about the bakery. I know it's kind of got a unique concept.
Yeah, the mission behind the bakery is to offer job skill training and employment opportunities for young adults with special needs.
That's awesome.
So, and it obviously runs as a bakery as well. So that's our main mission, though. So.
Now, what encouraged you to start this, and how did this all come to fruition?
So I've been in the field of special ed for over 20 years now, and been doing a variety of different things. And one of my longtime colleagues had this little spark of an idea. She loved to bake on the side. She was always making cakes, and so she kind of had this little idea, and we decided to figure out if we could launch it. So she is the brains behind all of the baking and the yummy products, and she has great experience with special education as well, and I handle all the business aspect of it and trying to launch it as a program. So the two of us kind of came up with it together.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So where is your actual bakery located?
We are in Central Square, right in Chelmsford Center, so right next to the Performing Arts Center, actually, along the bike path. Yeah.
So you just park right in there next to the Performing Arts Center? And
absolutely.
Are you on the end? You're on the very end there?
End unit, yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
So how many kids do you typically have working in the bakery, and what kind of jobs do you have them doing?
Yeah, so it varies a little bit. We have around 10 individuals right now that are either employed with us or doing internships through the bakery, and their roles really vary depending on their skill set. So some of them are doing some basic tasks of folding boxes and putting labels on, learning how to measure ingredients and starting to bake some of our recipes. Others have a little bit more of a skill set, and they're able to work with our customers and pack up boxes of baked goods, and to really follow through with all of the recipes and learning how to frost the cupcakes and things like that. So any job skill that we can figure out how to incorporate into the bakery, we've tried to. So
now, are you guys open all throughout the week, or do you have specific hours?
We're open Wednesday to Saturday, so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 9 to 6, and Saturday, 9 to 4.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And what kind of baked goods in general do you offer?
So we specialize in cupcakes, muffins, and cookies. And she just launched a whoopie pie about a week ago, so.
Oh my goodness.
A couple new things we try to incorporate in, but that's our main thing.
Now, do you ever do cakes for special occasions or anything? Or
no
you
cakes, just stick to cupcakes.
Yeah.
So we have specialty flavors that vary every day, so always something new kind of coming through.
Yeah. Now, are you originally from Chelmsford?
I am, I grew up here. Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
So do you still live in Chelmsford, or you just have?
I don't anymore. So
okay.
It's been amazing to be back in town, though, and launching this business. Chelmsford obviously has a really special place in my heart, kind of just having lived here my whole life. And the community has just been utterly amazing, welcoming us and spreading the word and just being so supportive of our mission. So
yeah.
It's been really wonderful to be a part of.
Yeah, it is. It sounds like a great mission. I have a friend, Dave Branco, who has been doing some similar type work. He owns like a house, a little farm and everything, and I know he does a lot of work with the kids in the Littleton area.
Okay.
So he's got a similar mission, but I guess a different
avenue to pursue it.
So how do you end up bringing kids into your program, and what's kind of the outlet there? Do they seek you out, or?
Yeah, so once we kind of launched the concept, programs from all over the place started reaching out to us. So we've partnered with some other public school districts that have post-high school programming that are looking for some other internship opportunities, and then some adult programs. Our ultimate goal is to further develop our programming so we can kind of host some adult programs. We're not quite there yet, so we're really running with the partnerships, and that's been a great way for us to support a lot of individuals over the last year. So
yeah, how much training goes into it, and I mean, is it more intense than a regular bakery, or how would you describe kind of the day-to-day?
I wouldn't say it's more intense necessarily. I would say that we come in with a skill set to be able to break down all of the tasks to make them very manageable and achievable so anyone can learn how to do it. And that's really the key to kind of programming for individuals with disabilities, just trying to figure out what they come in with, where their skill set is, and how can we teach them. And we come in with that experience to be able to do that, and a lot of additional accommodations we've been able to build into the bakery, so to make them more and more successful, whether it's visual aids and just how we've adapted recipes to make them as easy as possible, the different measuring tools we utilize, things of that nature. So we've been able to adapt a lot of what we've done to bring in individuals that may not have any experience in this area but have shown some interest. So
yeah, it's a really worthy mission that you have going on. I don't think people necessarily know enough about autism to know how it affects people on a day-to-day basis. Is it something you kind of studied into, or?
Yeah, that's how I first fell into the field, really. When I was in my undergrad at UMass Dartmouth, I started working in a preschool classroom and was introduced to this field in particular and started working with young kids with autism. And I just really haven't stopped, and it's taken me across different companies, different states I've worked in, and all different age groups. So, you know, it is a very unique disability and how it impacts everyone's lives and the opportunities. So it takes a little different skill set to be able to work with the individuals, and that's really what we're trying to teach everyone. So, you know, as we spread our mission and kind of how we're doing things, we're hoping to further develop programming and look at partnering with other businesses in the town and in the area to see about them taking on interns and taking on young adults with disabilities who, you know, we can help them create the program so they can develop more job skills and job opportunities.
What's kind of the age range for you know, kids working for you or young adults?
So late teens into young adulthood is really kind of what we're focusing on right now. So usually about 18 they're coming through. So. Mm-hmm.
And is the operation just you, or do you have a partner?
So I started it. Obviously, Nancy is the baker, so she's there full time and running all of the creative aspects of the baked goods. And my husband handles all of the payroll and all the more business side of things of that nature. So, and then we have a whole team with my sister company that I run, the Recreational Education Center, which is also based in Chelmsford.
Oh, wow.
So we do after-school weekend programming for individuals with autism. So it's really an extension of that program. So we have a whole clinical team there that helps drive some of the programming at the bakery as well.
Oh, wow.
So
is the what is the recreational program? Is it like an actual facility, or?
Yeah, so we're a center-based program that also does some home services, but we're primarily funded through medical insurance. And we do work with some of the public schools as well. And really the goal of that program is to bridge gaps in all of kids' programming. So all students who go to school, it's, you know, they're out at 3 o'clock. It's a long evening, it's a long weekend, it's long vacation weeks, and that's really where our program comes in. We try to fill all of those gaps. So we're open 7 days a week, and school vacations, some of the more minor holidays we're open. You know, again, it's trying to maximize learning for this population and create more opportunities so they can be in the community with peers. So that's kind of the mission there.
My father always said that the secret to having good kids is keeping them doing good things, and so
I like it. Yeah.
You know, whenever you get boredom, right? It always tends to turn into some sort of mischief here or there. So
yeah.
So when you say programming, I mean, I assume that there's different activities and things. What kind of things do they generally do when they come to your recreational center?
Yeah, so every student has an individualized plan, so we try to figure out what they need to work on in their areas of priority. But the day is filled with different play activities, so it's for younger kids. They have play centers just like you'd see in a kindergarten classroom. So, so a lot of social interaction we promote. We have art, cooking projects every day. As we get to our older crew that comes through, they have all pre-job skill training, so they have opportunities to learn how to set the table and sort silverware, and how to do laundry, fold clothes, office skills, a little repair shop, so teaching them how to replace batteries and fix minor things. So yeah, so a variety of things.
I feel like I have to send my own kids there.
Sounds good. Be a good model.
Just to keep them on track. Wait, so it's an after-school program mostly. Where do you guys, where are you located?
Right on Mill Road.
Oh, okay.
So, yep.
That's a good spot.
Yeah.
Easy to get to.
Easy to get to, great facility, so yeah.
That's awesome. And how do people get involved in that? Do they go through some sort of like coordinator at the schools, or is it something that they sign up for? Or?
So our primary funding source is their medical insurance, so which covers our services for any individual on the autism spectrum. So typically they get referrals through their insurance company, and then a lot of word of mouth is how people have found our program specifically. So yeah, they reach out to us, and we have an intake coordinator who starts the process and kind of checks on insurance coverage and all the technical stuff behind the programming, and then our clinical team steps in to help do assessments and develop programming.
Wow. So you first get kind of assessed by, your doctor that you are on the autism scale of some sort, and then
Yep, you would receive a diagnosis from a clinician.
okay, and then you start in the program, and that seems like a long day, if you're in school and then you're also there, or is that kind of replace school?
Nope, we certainly don't replace school. We're really trying to collaborate with schools and kind of just be an extension of a school day kind of thing. So it is a long day, but as you kind of alluded to before, most kids need something functional to do in the afternoons, whether it's they're on a sports team or going to the Daisies.
Yeah.
And this population generally can't access those types of programming without a significant amount of support and skill building. So our goal is to try to build those skills in a very controlled setting and generalize them to those opportunities later.
Wow.
So.
Now, how many kids do you have there typically on a day-to-day basis?
It really varies. So that program's fairly new. We opened up about a year ago. It is our third location. We have 2 others.
Oh, wow.
So we have probably anywhere from 10 to 15 students there on a given day. Our Peabody, Mass site is our first location that opened 7 years ago, and they're up to about 40 kids a day.
Oh, my goodness.
So, yeah,
how do you keep track of all of it?
I have an amazing team of clinicians that help run it all, and they keep track of everybody.
Oh my goodness.
So, yeah.
You don't have to deal with busing or any of that? Do the kids get there?
They get there, yep. Either they've worked something out with their public school district or their families transport them.
Yeah.
Yep.
What a great mission. Do you have success stories from kids that have been in the program? Or?
Oh, we have so many success stories. I'm not sure I could come up with one in particular, but I would say every day we can come up with something that we're, celebrating in terms of accomplishments for any aspect of our programming and for any of our students. So,
is there a point where kids leave your program? Is there a certain age when you unfortunately get to fly?
No, not necessarily age. There's some insurance mandates and some limitations there still that we're trying to work through. But it's really about skill acquisition and looking to gain the maximum skills possible to be as independent as possible in life. So that's really what we're looking at, is kind of that how many skills can they acquire so they can do this by themselves and they don't need us anymore, and how can we transfer all of that to their families so their families don't need the supports anymore and they can kind of manage everything. But it takes a lot, and that's why we're there, and similar programs like us are out there. So.
Do you ever see expanding the Especially Sweet Needs brand into places like Peabody and other places where you have other centers?
I wouldn't say that we wouldn't, but we actually just got approval today for our wholesale license. So that's kind of really where we see things kind of going next.
Oh, wow.
Is trying to partner with other restaurants and marketplaces and stuff, because the more avenues we can sell our product, the more jobs I can offer. And we hope to have a delivery service one day, which would be an amazing job skill to offer in terms of delivering items and the social interactions all around that. So that's kind of the next step right now, is that wholesale piece.
Now, if kids actually do go to work at the actual bakery, do they apply, or is it something where they're picked out, or how do you actually land a job in the actual bakery?
They apply. So they've been calling, they're coming in and asking for an application, and they're filling it out, and they're doing working interviews. So we kind of walk them through some of the day-to-day jobs, like a little sample of it, to kind of see where they fall. And at that point, we figure out if we have a need for another employee, what that schedule could look like, and then offer employment if we can, if we feel like we can teach them the rest of the skills that they may be lacking, or they come in with a great skill set, or we offer an internship and kind of really develop the skills that they need to acquire to get a job. So at our place or at a similar establishment, that's really, we're a small business and we're only going to ever have so many jobs to offer, but if we can teach the skills and have them apply at another bakery or another similar kind of place, that would be amazing.
So it sounds like if people are buying muffins, there could be more jobs available.
Absolutely, yep. The more cupcakes, cookies, and muffins we sell, the more jobs.
All right, well, we only have a few more seconds, but if people are interested, definitely check you out. You're over in Central Square, right?
Yeah.
And they can just park right there in front of the place.
Absolutely. Come in for a visit and try some of our items. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
Cool. Well, we appreciate everything you're doing. It's really, it's a neat cause, and, it certainly makes us proud to, to have a business like that in Chelmsford. So.
Yeah, well, thank you, and thank you for inviting me to be on the show.
Yeah, anytime. We'll have you back on again soon, and we'll have you as a guest. So.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Yeah,
All
thank
right.
you so much.
Oh, thank you.